Okay, everyone, we have a really great show for you tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about the very thing you're watching me on. That's right, the television. It's changed our world, but has it also changed our morals and who we are as a people? Also, we'll discuss its newest, strongest competitor, the internet. With all the social networks and ways of getting information, are we getting dumber the more we learn? So keep it right here to POV. It's coming up next. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the show. And if you can see me, you're already a part of this discussion. We're talking about television in this age of micromedia. So let's get to our guests joining us. First, we have the wonderful and amazing, talented Freddie Vernell. Let's clap it up for Freddie Vernell. She is an amazing comedian that has done a lot of work. She's working at the Improv right now. And we also have our celebrity guest for today, which is Carlos Murphy, which is a producer of this show and many other shows to come. Carlos Murphy. We also have the dynamic Dr. Tasyha Tummings. She has a great show that's coming out right now on 14:15 a.m. station. It's Dr.
Sa. Dr. Sa, PhD, beauty, brains, and the bottom line.
Amazing, see? And she's also the director of training and communications at Howard University. Lastly, we have on the show, someone always comes from our studio audience, so we have an interesting gentleman by the name of Haywood Turnipseed. Haywood. All right.
He was like, we don't know that cat.
Now that I'm not slow anymore and we've gotten past that part, we are going to talk about microwave media. And we have some great guests to talk about it. First, we're going to say, do you guys think that television, the internet, Facebook, MySpace is making us dumber? We'll start with the great doctor, because I see your face looking.
Do I think that television, the internet, and things like Facebook are making us dumber? Well, what we call dumb is subjective. I oftentimes subscribe to the view that change is good. And while we're unfamiliar with, for example, Facebook and Twitter, well, no, let me take that back. We are familiar with Facebook and Twitter, but what we're witnessing right now is an evolution in society, a change in society in terms of the way we communicate, the way we socialize, and the way we think. And I'll give an example. Research has shown that students any number of students cannot construct a standard English sentence because, seriously, because they're using Facebook, Twitter, and texts. And I remember you did ask about the television part, so I'll go back. But they're using these applications and devices, and so OMG means oh my God. So now, on one hand, that's not going to fly in the classroom, but on the other hand, if we look at history and we look at language, there are any number of words that are derivatives from Latin or from French, and even words that were once slang in the American English language that are acceptable now. So while I am from the old school by comparison, what I do understand is that it's an evolution and that it may become acceptable. So in that way, I'm hesitant to say it's dumber.
Okay.
With regard,
can I summarize?
May I address the television part? With regard to television, then it becomes a question of, does art reflect life, or does life reflect art? Are we seeing images of ourselves, or are we acting out what we see on television? Well, are we getting dumber as a result? I really don't know. But what I would say is that we're seeing a lot of violence. We're seeing a lot of nudity. We're seeing a lot more use of language that used to be profanity when I was a kid, but now it's like a
It's acceptable.
It's acceptable. So do we take this opportunity to address these things?
Are we really seeing more violence? Because I remember you could see a whole bunch of violence in G.I. Joe and Looney Tunes stuff. You don't got that no more.
I think that, but you just named cartoons.
So
it's more graphic. You can see dead bodies. And actually, it was with the Vietnam War where we started to see dead bodies on television, where newscasts started to broadcast.
I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna make it real short.
Okay.
Yes, dumber.
Yeah.
Dumber.
Lazier.
Lazier.
Yeah.
Are you calling me lazy and dumb?
Hey. People don't read books. People don't read books anymore. You know, they can't dissect a sentence. You know, I mean, old school way is the best way to really learn something, you know, besides the easy fix.
Who says that's the best way, though?
I think
that math used to be done on the, what do you call it, the abacus?
Yeah.
And so we have calculators now. So on one hand, you might argue that you learn it more when you do it longhand, but these devices are moving with the technology. So I agree with you. I love reading. I'm a writer. Of course I want people to read books, but then what we also have now is Kindle and some other things. What are y'all talking about? Yeah, where people can read books on these devices. So again, I used to work for a dean who said this whole technology thing would blow over. I mean, you think about your parents and their perspectives, your grandparents and theirs. I mean, there was a time when it would be entirely unacceptable for me to sit right here on television with my hair like this. And there are some people who think like that still.
What kind of dean would say, hold on a second. What kind of dean would say this technology thing is going to blow over?
A dean
Jimmy
who
Dean?
was born in basically
James
born
Dean?
in 1930-something.
This old computer.
I like how she compared the abacus to the calculator.
It was a calculator.
And that conversation, and it makes sense, that conversation is the equivalent of now just pushing a button.
Well, maybe it's a different situation as maybe we need to catch up, or is our attention span a little bit faster?
That's what it's all about.
But you know what? Hold on.
Hold
on. I did my research on this topic because I'm the producer of this show. But I did my research on it. This guy, he was saying that people think that they can multitask better now because they can do all these things. You can have 5 different windows open, but really it's making you worse because you're half-stepping everything.
You can cheat
You're doing this right now, then you're doing this right here.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. I'm going to play the devil's advocate here because I'm from the same school. I read the book. Hey, the devil was on the left hand. We don't go there anyway. He was the devil, real, or conjecture. What are we talking about? But okay, so what are we talking about? Yes, okay. So I'm from the same school as you guys. I totally feel you, but I'm going to play the devil's advocate. My father would always talk about the value of understanding what it means to consider the source. So who's conducting these discussions, and who's writing these books? These are people who have not grown up with these devices. And what we have always seen is that the body of knowledge evolves just as soon as society does.
There was the director of the CIA. He had to go because he didn't use email. He didn't believe in it because that was a long time ago.
He didn't have a good assistant. That was his problem.
You know what? That's true.
But he had his own email account. It had over 1,000 emails in it.
Social media has made people less social.
Yeah.
As opposed to picking up a telephone.
It's a different type of social.
Well, it's made us less social.
It's an evolution.
We think
you know how many chicks I hooked up with?
Hold on.
Don't catch anything.
We think look at this conversation right here. We're bouncing it pow, 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 pow like a basketball. Right? But now, I think I'm having a conversation with you because I see your Facebook post and I know you're going to be at the Improv on Friday night. And I go, oh, wow, I know everything about Freddie because I see a couple pictures and I see a couple posts and I go, hey, that makes me her friend.
Okay. So,
and really, I'm just a Facebookian.
Yeah, I got over 600 friends.
If we look back in the day, we called it pod people, right? But what do they call it? iPods.
Well, that makes
freaking iPods, iPads, iRobots. You're plugged in, man. Facebook is a CIA plant.
And we're wrapping it up.
Okay, now that's another
off by Facebook. We'll see you when we come back from commercial.
Facebook is the CIA.